Welcome to another 10 top games to download and play on your Arcade One, Extreme Home Arcade, or any other home console or home arcade that you may have. These are all modern PC games that can also be played on your home console, but the focus of this video is to play them on your home arcade with your joystick and buttons. I have a variety of games in store: shmups, brawlers, action games, platformers, classic arcade games, remakes, and even a story-driven game or two in there. I'm gonna play 5 or 10 minutes, or whatever it takes, to get my point across of why you should download and play these 10 top games. So sit back and enjoy. First up, we have Fight and Rage. It's an up to 3-player co-op brawler. There's a variety of moves, a great combo system, there's plenty of different pathways to choose, and lots of unlockable characters and costumes. Each of the 3 main playable characters feels very unique, and it's a lot of fun playing 3-player co-op in a beat-em-up brawler. Takes me back to the Alien vs. Predator days. This game has a lot of unlockables and customization. For example, the TV filter, I have the CRT monitor filter on to give me an authentic arcade experience. However, there's a CRT TV filter, a smooth filter, and a clean filter if you prefer the hard edge pixels or the HD graphics. There's a lot of extras as well. 15 unlockable costumes for the 3 main characters, 22 unlockable enemy characters that you can play as, unlockable modes, tips, and music add a ton of replay value to this game, and it's worth replaying the game multiple times anyway because there's multiple pathways through the levels. As I scroll back up through the menu here, you see all these question marks. Those are all unlockables in the game, so it's worth playing multiple times, earning that in-game currency, and unlocking everything that the game has to offer. And here are your 3 starting main playable characters. You have Gal, Ricardo, and of course you have F. Norris. Like I said, there's multiple other playable characters that I'll let you uncover on your own. I'm going to select Gal, let's go normal difficulty, and let's start this. This game does feature an in-game story. It doesn't have CG cutscenes or voice dialogue, but there is a story here and adds to the overall experience. So right at the beginning of the first stage, you can either go help that girl in distress, or you can escape. Question mark, what's that all about? Well, down below, I previewed it for you, so that way you can see it does change the story, and you actually scroll left for the rest of the level, which is definitely different. So in the upper left-hand corner, you have your meter, as well as the enemies' meters popping up, and then of course you have your lives and your special move gauge. The combo meter down in the lower left keeps going up, and you can get some massive combos in this game, because there is a variety of moves, both aerial, ground, and grab and throw. Of course, you have your barrels, your weapons to pick up, as well as your health items. If you look at the video down below, you can see the environment's a lot more dark and treacherous. This factors into the multiple playthroughs, the different environments. It's worth going through with all the different characters. The game boasts 56 different multiple endings, which is a lot, but it's worth playing through, getting all that currency, and unlocking everything the game has to offer. You even have some aerial down attacks like this. Very neat. Alright, that gives you a taste of the combat. Now I'm going to skip ahead towards the end of the stage and a boss fight. Here we go. There's some nice use of slowdown in this game to add to the impact of the moves and the scenes that are occurring. Alright, let's get that chicken, fill up my health. Nice. There's a nice little air juggle combo going on this guy. Awesome. I love how the enemies just explode into bones and blood. Crazy stuff. Let's pick up this katana and use it against them. I like you can actually do combos with your weapon as well, and not just swing your weapon, but combo into stuff and then use your weapon to finish it off. And here we have our first official boss of the game, Tracy with her long reach with her whip. Here we go. Here we go, Tracy calling in her goons. Gonna have to take them all on now. One thing that I really enjoy about the combat in this game is that it's actually strategic and fair. Unlike a lot of the other arcade brawlers back in the day, they would just take your quarters when you get to the boss fights. Maybe 2, 3, 4 lives you're gonna have to pump in just because they hit harder, and it's really hard to figure out a quality strategy on them. This game, you can figure out strategies and beat the bosses without even getting hit, just like I did here on Tracy. Now that Tracy's out of the way, remember we went to go find the hostage. Let's see what happens next. Stop there. Stay back or I'll kill her. Okay, is this another decision? Like I said, there's 56 different endings. Is this one of them? Not sure. I'm gonna go get this barrel, get this health, and let's see if I can save her. Oh no! Alright, it looks like a boss fight against General Tiger. You're gonna pay for that. Oh, I need to get that apple. Come on. All right. Let's finish this off. Nice. I'll take it. So there's a little taste of Fight and Rage. Not only is it more fun with 2 or 3 players, but there are multiple endings based on how many players you have as well. Next up, we have a game called Freedom Finger. It's a shmup, bullet hell, shoot 'em up game, and it definitely has attitude. The game has a lot of unique features to it that other shmup, shoot 'em ups don't have. There's a colorful cast of characters in this game, a crazy story, and the levels are actually themed after songs, and the enemy patterns come at you based on the song that you're playing in the level. Pretty cool stuff.
Do it for science.
You have a couple unique moves at your disposal. You have a grab, where you can grab an enemy and use it as a shield or an offensive power-up, or you have a punch mechanic that you can use to punch enemies or punch buttons to open up pathways. And if you haven't noticed by now, your ship is the middle finger, and that is a theme in this game. But if that does offend you, there are options to censor that in the menus. All right, we can do the campaign or the arcade. For this video, I'm just going to do arcade, and we're going to focus on a level. I'll get a copyright strike if I actually play the Red Fang song, so I'm going to go with some Audionautics heavy action. Here we go. The art style's all over the place in this game. You have all the detailed background and the debris coming at you, and then you have this cartoonish middle finger shooting all these bright neon bullets. Like, what the heck is going on? But I love it. It's great. If you watch my other 10 Top Games video where I talked about Drainus and they had those purple items that you could actually absorb, this game's sort of like that. All the pink ships are ships that you can actually interact with and grab, and you can either use as a shield, you can throw them back at the enemies, or you can use them as an offensive power-up. Like right here, if I grab that ship, I'm going to get a specific power-up based off of this ship alone. It does slow you down when you're trying to move around, so you do have to take risk-reward into it, but you are more powerful when you have one of the enemy ships in your hands. Okay, this spike ball here, I'm gonna throw my plane at it and see if I can destroy it. There we go, I did, but now I'm back to my starting gun. If I want another power up, I have to try to grab one of these ships again. Well, there I just punched them. There's the punch mechanic, comes into play, you take them out real quick. Again, it's risk reward, you gotta get in close and try to avoid their shots before you get in close and punch them and deliver the knockout blow. There's definitely some strategy involved of when to grab, when to punch, when to use the power-ups, like right here. I'm gonna punch these first two, take them out, and then I'm gonna dodge and grab this one. Now I have a new power-up, and I took out all 3 of those powerful ships real quick. So here's a more traditional power-up. You just go collect the floating power-up of the shield, and now I have multiple hits that I can take with the shield circling around me. So there's a great example coming up of where the ships are patterned around the song. So there's going to be a little pause or lull in the song, and all the ships are going to pause. That gives you a chance to take them out, but if you don't do it before the song kicks in again, then they all come at you. Now, you're definitely not going to get the full effect of this since I'm not playing the actual copyrighted song and I'm playing a different song instead, but hopefully you can at least imagine what it's like. Now that's just an awesome feeling when you're actually playing. Now it obviously won't translate as well to you since you're not listening to the song and you're not actually playing, but if you're playing and rocking out to the tune as the enemies are coming at you, they're pausing, the lull in the song, you're trying to take them out, all of a sudden the song kicks in and bullet hell starts, it gets really wild later on, and it's awesome, I think. So another grab power-up mechanic opportunities coming up. Gotta grab this and get the spread shotgun. Nice! The game has a lot going on in the backgrounds too. Like for example, you're focused on the foreground, but in the background, that smaller planet is smashing into that larger yellow planet. It's really cool and detailed, but of course you're not gonna notice that while you're playing, trying to avoid all these bullets and all these ships. But it's still cool that they added those little animation touches. So Freedom Finger does the boss fights a little bit different than most shmup, shoot 'em up games. The bosses aren't actually at the end of the stage. They have their own boss level, and you actually have a song themed around the boss fight. Pretty neat stuff again. And like you saw at the beginning, there is a campaign mode where you have mission briefings, you have voice dialogue, that colorful cast of characters, and there's actually a story to this game. As wild and crazy as it is, the story's pretty interesting too. So it's definitely worth playing the campaign, and then if you just want to play the action, you play the arcade missions. Okay, that's the final enemy of the stage. The song's gonna ratchet down and come to an end, and we're gonna get the stage clear and see what our final score is.
Wow, my jimmies are tingling.
Next up, we have a 2D action side-scrolling platformer. If you like games like Bionic Commando, Mega Man, Contra, and even Castlevania, you're gonna love this game. There's an awesome art style, great graphics, there's really cool gameplay, and the whip mechanic's awesome. It's not only an offensive weapon to damage enemies, but it's also a traversal item. And the story really adds to the game. There's an awesome style to it and some neat cutscenes. This game has so much going for it. Look at those graphics. Awesome stuff. The animations are great. The rain. Use this as an offensive weapon or use the whip to save yourself. Great stuff here. The whip is such a handy item. Like right here, I got a power up there. Use your whip, scale it, and now I'm up on the top platform. Awesome stuff. The neat little animation of landing and the birds flying away. So here I'm going to use the whip strategically, dodge the bullets, come back up, take them out. You can utilize your whip in 8 different directions. You got the horizontal, the vertical, and of course your diagonals. Not sure if I can take those enemies out or if I just have to trigger their motion sensors and avoid them. While the whip mechanic definitely could have been just a gimmick in the game, it's actually really utilized here in the elevator shafts for traversal, and you can use it at all the different angles that I spoke of earlier, and you will have to, because if you mess up, you'll fall to your death. This game also has the hidden collectibles and hard to reach areas, similar to say like a Metroid game. So as you navigate the levels, it's definitely worth your while to explore every little nook and cranny. You never know what you might find. Okay, on the right, it looks like it's the exit for the elevator shaft, but if you look up above, there's something up there. So let's go explore and see if it's anything worthwhile. Okay, over on the left, it looks like there's a heart, a health boost, and now let's see what's on the right side. Looks like an electric upgrade, definitely worthwhile. Now we can finally escape the elevator shaft and see what's next for us. Again, I just love the detail of the graphics. The bezels are cool, the animation in the background of the Washington Monument getting crushed, awesome stuff. Looks like a boss fight's coming up. You also have access to sub-weapons, a slide dodge, and a double jump. Alright, there's a warning down on the track below. You better get up. Yeah, definitely didn't want to be down there for this. You can also utilize your whip to destroy weapon projectiles like I'm doing here. I love this stage transition where you're going from the subway onto the subway itself, and now that's moving out of the subway. Really cool art animations. Love it. Awesome boss introduction, ripping off the top of the train. Here we go. I love this boss fight. Now the whole train's electrified. You got to use your whip to get out of the way. Oh, now you got to avoid these missiles. Awesome animations in the background. Here comes the boss back for more. Let's finish the fight here. So if you like Bionic Commando, Mega Man, Contra, Metroid, Castlevania, any 2D platformer side-scroller, absolutely check out this game. Next up, we have Donut Dodo. This is definitely a callback to the classic arcade games like Popeye and the Donkey Kong games. I want to give a huge shout out to Earl from the Arcade One Facebook group for recommending this game to me. It's really challenging, but it's a lot of fun, and it plays awesome with your arcade joystick and buttons, as you would expect. The game's definitely old school. It even asks you to insert your coin to start and select your game mode, which is basically your difficulty. The objective of the game is to collect all the smaller donuts, and then the ladder will appear so that you can collect a large donut at the top. Obviously that's easier said than done because there's plenty of obstacles, and the Dodo does not want you to do so, as it's chucking fireballs at you. And if you're a fan of these sort of old school arcade classic games, we have an Arcade One Game of the Week. And on one of our first weeks, we had Popeye as the featured game of the week. So I did my best and played that, and it was a lot of fun. You can check out that video on my channel and see what you think. All right, now I got to get this donut up at the top. Nice, stage complete. Awesome, I'll take it. Since this game's patterned after the arcade classics, it's all about your top score. So you want to keep collecting those donuts, get the bonus points, get those bonus cherries, and get the highest score that you possibly can. Stage 2, we have plenty more donuts to collect. We got that giant donut hovering above a pit of spikes, so we have to be very careful. Here we go. Okay, let's see if we can jump over this mouse and then jump over the fire. Dang, jump too far. Okay, that takes one of my hearts in the upper left-hand corner. You have 3 hearts, so let's see if I can finish the level with my last 2 hits. Okay, still got to get 3 more donuts. The 2 down here, and then the 1 up top. This can be tricky. I'm going to have to get over this mouse, go up the ladder, avoid the fire. Okay. And then I'm going to have to cross back over to the left, jump over that mouse. Okay. Go up, and then go across this chain or rope at the top here. All right, let's do it. Got to make this jump count. Nice. All right, now I got to land on that donut without hitting the Dodo or the spikes. Here we go. Well, that hit the Dodo. Okay, I'm on my last hit. Come on. Let's get this. Nice. All right. Stage complete. It was definitely tricky. Took a couple hits there. But hey, I'll take it. We're moving on. This game is perfect for Game of the Week high score challenges. Next up, we have Ferris Wheel Frenzy. Not only do we have to navigate the Ferris wheel across, back and forth, but that giant pit of spikes at the bottom is bad news. So here we go. Let's see if we can navigate this Ferris wheel and get on both sides of this before we die. All right, gotta avoid the Dodo here, and then jump on there. All right, not too bad. All right, let's drop to the bottom here, and let's get some more donuts. Or not. Well, that's Donut Dodo, and if you like the arcade classics, pick that up. Thanks again, Earl, for the suggestion. Next up, we have Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. Now, this is a game you typically play on your home console with your PlayStation or your Xbox controller, but I'm here to tell you, it's awesome playing on your arcade with joystick and buttons. Put in your initials and select your play style, either modern or retro. Modern is more forgiving, retro is more hardcore like the original, and you have your awesome story cutscenes to start the game.
At last, I, the great Neocortex, have you right where I want you. And now, the final blow!
Hush, simpleton.
Face it, Entropy, it's going to fail. Again!
At least Uka Uka and I attempt to free us from this prison. I won't sit idly by and listen to your inane ramblings for another decade. You chew.
Is he dead?
Leave him. He's served his purpose.
A great power has awoken. Crash, I fear it portends an event of reality-shattering proportions. I feel it emanating from Insanity Peak. Quickly, we must go! Crash! Crash! Crash!
I always enjoyed the Crash Bandicoot games, especially the original trilogy on PlayStation, but this game takes it to another level. This game definitely has the charm, presentation, and graphics of a Nintendo game, like a Mario game, a Captain Toad game, or a Zelda game. It's awesome. You have a lot of moves that you can utilize. Your spin, you can not only damage certain enemies, but also break through boxes. You have your jump, your double jump, and then of course you also have a slam that you can do. Like right here, I'm gonna spin into this crab, it'll take out the second crab. Nice! The main objective in a Crash Bandicoot game is of course to finish the level. But if you want an additional challenge and get the most out of the game, you want to destroy every single one of the boxes in the level. And this game actually has an additional incentive for finding all the boxes in a level, is you get to unlock additional character costumes for each of the levels. In Crash Bandicoot, you get one hit and then you're dead. Or if you fall in a pit, you're also dead. Now you can get power-ups like invincibility or gain additional hits that can help you. And of course, if you get the fruit, 100 of them, that gets you a free guy. Right there, I got a checkpoint, which obviously helps out. And here we go. Here's the Uka shield that protects me from additional damage for a hit. You have to be on the lookout for some crates, such as these TNT crates. If you spin into those, you'll blow up and die. So you have to jump on top of them, and then a 3-second countdown will happen, and then they'll blow up, and it'll count for a box destroyed for you. Another thing that I love about the Crash Bandicoot games is there's a lot of level variety. Like right here, you're on rail section, but you still have to try to focus on dodging and still getting all these crates because you don't get to come back if you miss any. So you have to avoid all the obstacles and get all the crates. Nice, so far I think I have all the crates. I got my extra hit here with the shield and a checkpoint. I'm doing really well in this level. Let's keep this up. Another nice little thing is when you do jump up in the air, you do see your shadow, which comes into play big time. Oh, and did I forget? There's a hidden gem in every single level, so you definitely want to be on the lookout for those as well. Some of those are very tricky to find. And right here you have a challenge area. You jump on this question mark platform. It'll bring you to a separate location. It's actually a side-scrolling area for this, and there's 8 additional boxes that you can find here. If you want to locate all of the crates in the entire level, you have to find all of these challenge areas and collect all of the crates in the challenge area. I've got all 8 here, so I'm well on my way. I have 83 out of 104 crates in the level. Here we go. If you already have an Oka shield like I do, and you get another power-up, you actually become invincible, and now you can just go as fast as you can, collect the boxes, and you don't have to worry about the enemies because they can't damage you. Some crates are really tricky to get, even though they're in plain sight. Like here, these platforms fall, so you gotta get these crates before they fall, and get off of that platform, and keep advancing. So this section of the game is basically a side-scrolling platformer where you have to jump on these, time them just right so you avoid falling in the pit. Your shadow and your double jump come into play anytime you're doing platform jumping. In some of the earlier games, it was kind of difficult to see your perspective if you were going to make the jump or not. So in this game, I really like that they have that shadow. So in the upper right corner, you can see the end of the stage. I have 103 out of 104 crates. So once that TNT crate detonates, that makes 104 out of 104. Plus I got the hidden gem. Awesome. There are a lot of unlockables on this game, so you want to get as many gems as possible. I pretty much had a perfect run in this level, so I got all 6 gems. So I unlocked a new skin for my characters, and I also unlocked the insanely perfect relic. This allows you to replay the level with time trial, where you're basically just going for speed. So I skipped ahead a little bit, since this video is getting a little long, but I wanted to show another level variation in this game. This is a callback to the original Crash Bandicoot game where a boulder's chasing you and you're running at the screen. You're not sure where the obstacles or the pits are, but you gotta do your best to avoid everything you can. And all of these crates count as well towards your total goal for this level. So not only do you have to avoid all the pits and the obstacles and that giant monster behind you, but you have to be focused on getting all of these crates. This is where the game can be very complex, but yet it's super satisfying when you're able to get everything. So these barricades, you can either jump over them or slide under like that. I just love the animations and graphics in this game. The animation of that boss crawling, trying to get you, great stuff. He's not done yet. Here we go. Finish off the level strong here, Crash. Just collected 100 fruit, which gains me an extra life, and you're definitely going to need those lives in this game, as this game is very challenging. Alright, that completes the stage. I collected all 6 gems in this stage as well. I'm going to unlock an additional skin, and then I can move on to the next stage.
No way! Not in a million years! Get him off, get him off, get him off!
Crash, who's that?
Lonnie Loli? If the quantum masks have returned, then...
how's it go? Is that a quantum rift?
It appears to be a door between dimensions.
Yes, the kind we keep shut. We have to go through, find my siblings, and fix this before some putz with a big evil plan and a bigger ego does something monumentally stupid.
Uka Uka unknowingly paved the way for our bright future. Once my rift generator is complete, dominion over all of time and space will be within our grasp.
Engine, Embryo, you had some little projects you wanted to tell me about?
Master, my mechanical marvel will hypnotize you and I.
And my potion will make me and them unstoppable.
Right, yeah, fine, sure. Have fun with your ray guns or whatever.
Hasten your steps! By my calculations, our enemies are already moving against us, and we will prevail.
And there's so many other things about this game that I'd love to show you here, but I want to keep some surprises for yourself, because there's lots of awesome unlockable masks, power-ups that change the levels, unlockable characters, each with unique play styles. I love the animation of these different maps, like you just want to go explore this new world here that we found. There's also a co-op multiplayer component to this game that I haven't explored yet, but it's there. And like I previously mentioned, it's worth going back and collecting all those gems in each level to unlock all the different skins, as there are over 50 skins to unlock. And I'm sure Crash Bandicoot 4 plays awesome on your controller on your home console. I just really enjoy the fact that you can play it on your home arcade with your joystick and buttons. So if you like beautiful, challenging games with lots of unlockables, Crash Bandicoot might be the game for you. Next up, we have Battle Axe, which is a two-player co-op, top-down hack-and-slash game. This game is also inspired by some of the classic arcade games. You can choose between 3 different playable characters, each with their unique abilities, and you explore various dungeon-like areas. You collect loot from all the enemies that you defeat, opening treasure chests, and then in between levels, you can upgrade your items, your abilities, get more health potions before you tackle boss fights. And the game does feature a story with fantasy themes.
As you power up your might.
Battle Axe!
Some pretty good music in this game as well. So you start by selecting your character, Rooney the Marauder, Faye the Dark Elf, or Lolo the Druid. I'm going to go ahead and go with Faye the Dark Elf.
Etheldred is mine.
So the game starts right up. We're in stage 1, Battle Above the Clouds, similar to like a Skylanders type level where all the lands are way up in the sky. You got the awesome graphics and animations down below where you see the world below. And now we can take out these enemies with our little daggers here. You can also throw your daggers. Each of the 3 playable characters have their own unique play style. While there's nothing overly grandiose about this game, it is really fun to play on your joystick and buttons on your arcade, especially if you have another friend playing next to you as player 2. If you enjoy playing games like Golden Axe or Gauntlet Legends, I think this game might be enjoyable for you and a friend. The main objective of this level is to go around and find the 7 missing people. You want to rescue them while avoiding all these enemies, take them out if you can, and get their loot. Then at the end of the level, you can cash in your rewards.
Faye has found some chicken.
You definitely want to be thorough when you're exploring, because you don't want to miss one of the people that you're supposed to rescue, and you don't want to miss a hidden treasure chest. I really like this music. And here we go, here's another person we rescued. Another 1,000 bonus points. Wonder if there's anything hidden in this tree. Let's attack it and find out. I like the little animations of the leaves. The splattering effect when you defeat these enemies is very satisfying. Alright, there's an item, a bomb. Also, looks like we have some survivors up there. I need to go rescue them, so here we go. Oh, looks like an ambush. I better use my bomb here. See if I can get him with my bomb. Oh, dang it. Threw it the wrong way. That was a waste. Oh, well. Since this is a hack and slash game, the impact when you're hammering away with your daggers is very satisfying. Alright, I think those prisoners were over here. Need to go rescue them. Alright, looks like there's 2 of them over here. Nice, 2,000 quick bonus points. Let's keep this up. I got 4, need 3 more. I love the impact of the ground when you blow up that tower. Looks really good. Another satisfying animation taking out these wooden towers. Okay, they hit me. I'm down to my last hit. If I get hit here, I lose a life. Just like that. It looks like it's starting to rain. All right, we have a guard tower protecting the final 3 prisoners. Let's take out all these enemies and free the final 3 prisoners and finish this level. Okay, that's 7 for 7. I found them all. Let's search for any final treasures and let's finish this level with an airship boss fight. Here we go. Oh no, I'm down to my final hit. I better take out the driver first. All right, now I got to finish this off without getting hit. Oh, dang it. I'm on my final life. Here we go. All right, stick and move. Fire, dodge, fire, dodge. All right, here we go. This is working pretty well. A lot going on here. Next time I'm going to have to recruit a buddy and take this game on co-op. Oh no, down to my final hit. I got to do this. Come on, let's finish strong here. Oh, dodge it. Nice. 10,000 points. The ship falls into the background. E rank, definitely gonna have to do better than that. And I'm down to my final hit, but luckily we have a merchant that comes to my campfire and I'm able to purchase some health and some other upgrades if I want before I move on to the next stage. So it's worth finding all that loot in the level, defeating as many enemies as you can, and gaining all these power-ups at the end of the level. Battle Axe is definitely a simple game, but it's a lot of fun on your arcade with your joystick and buttons, especially co-op.
See ya.
Next up, we have Actraiser Renaissance. This is a remake / reimagining of the 1990 Super Nintendo action platformer / city building game. I owned this game back in the day on the Super Nintendo, and I thought it was ahead of its time. It had side-scrolling action levels that were capped off with boss fights at the end of each of the stages, and then there was also a SimCity / Warcraft top-down city building mechanic that was crazy for its time, especially on Super Nintendo. I loved it. I think this opening cutscene's fantastic. It's very stylish and sets the tone for the game. So you're the master, and you're tasked with saving the world from Tanzra and his 6 lieutenants. Each of those lieutenants rules over a different area of the world. You control this floating land here, and you can fly over the different areas. Fillmore, the grass area, the blood pool, the desert. There's other areas as well. And then you can interact with them. So you can land, go down, do the side-scrolling levels, and then also do the simulation levels where you have to help save the towns. Each of the areas has their own unique problems and their own unique heroes that you have to help out and save. At first, I wasn't quite blown away with the graphics when I first played it, but they did definitely grow on me, and the different layers in the background really add to the immersion. There are hidden collectibles throughout each of the stages that you definitely want to get. It raises your maximum HP and MP. One thing that always stood out in the original Actraiser game was the awesome soundtrack. The music was just awesome in the game. You have your normal attacks with your sword, your jump attacks, and your jump and downward attacks like that. You also can gain magic as you progress through the game. Different magic attacks, fireballs, lightning, awesome stuff. There are multiple collectibles and hidden items in each of the levels, so you do want to explore every area thoroughly. Like right here, this is a secret area. These tombstones give you tips on how to play the game if you're unfamiliar. So this is a gated area where you have to take out this mini boss before you can advance. If you take him out, then the gate will open up and you can advance to the next area of the stage. This room is a checkpoint area where it also heals you up, so make sure you take advantage of it when you can. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit and show you the boss fight of the first level. It's Centaurus. He's definitely difficult, but if you have a good game plan and strategy, you can take him out without much effort. So he's powering up this lightning attack, and it's devastating if it hits you. So you need to dodge it, get behind him, and unload on him while he's exposed. I inflicted massive damage there, but if he would have hit me with that lightning attack, he would have inflicted massive damage on me. Alright, I got him in the red portion of his meter, which means he's almost finished. I gotta take him out quick before he hits me with his lightning attack. Alright, let's finish him off here. Ooh, he got me with the lightning attack, but I got the final blow. Nice. First stage complete, first boss complete. Next up, we have the simulation mode, which has a lot of tutorials in this opening act. So I'm going to actually fast forward this because otherwise the video would be really drawn out. Make sure you pay attention to these tutorials though when you play the game, as they explain how to expand your town, build up your population, harvest your resources, battle monsters, seal monster lairs, complete missions, and help bring life back to Fillmore. There's also a lot of story and character interactions as well. No voice dialogue, unfortunately, but still, there's a lot of character to this game. So as you help guide the people to build back their town, you have to actually protect the town from the enemy monsters as they come out of their lairs, and you'll have to use your bow and arrow to take them out. You also can wield miracles, like this lightning or earthquake, to help remove these trees and debris, so that way your people can build further out. This allows your town to expand and your population to grow. They can build more fields, so you can harvest more supplies. There are multiple monster lairs throughout each of these maps that you need to get to and eliminate. Sometimes you have to navigate harsh terrain, sometimes you have to build bridges to cross. You never know what you're in store for, but there's always some obstacle in your way, and you have to pay tribute and help out the community in order to keep expanding your village. As you get deeper into the simulation mode, there's even more to explore. You can build forts and gates to protect against sieges from all the monsters when they come pouring out of the monster lair. As you do more and more requests for the townspeople and you complete them, they actually grow more confident in you, and then you can finally go to the monster lairs and seal them off for good. To seal off the lair, you actually have to enter it, take out the heart of the lair, and then you seal it off for good, and it's no longer a threat. The people will rejoice and grow even more confident in your efforts, and now you can expand your town even further. The remake expands on this mode quite a bit, adds new heroes and new objectives, but if you do want a taste of this, check out the original Actraiser on the Super Nintendo wheel. Give it a shot, see what you think. If you love it, go ahead and download this and get it hooked up for your joystick and buttons. You'll love it. Next up, we have another remake slash reimagining of a classic game, Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. This is a brand new game with brand new mechanics, but it does loosely retell the events of the first two games. The princess is taken by a great evil, and Arthur is sent off to rescue her. If you're at all familiar with any of the Ghouls and Ghosts or Ghosts and Goblins games, you know what you're in for. This game is super difficult, and you will die repeatedly. This game does have some quality of life improvements over the previous games that does make it more accessible, but the game is very difficult. And there's even a co-op mode where one player controls Arthur and the other controls these spirits that have their own unique power-ups that can definitely help you out. And if you want a taste, I did a quarter challenge on the original Ghouls and Ghosts. Check it out in the description below. An awesome feature in this version is you can select some of the levels. Do you want to do the graveyard or the execution grounds? I love the opening to each level, how it paints in the image and the scenery. Very neat. There's a lot of replay value in this game as well. Multiple stages, hidden chests, collectibles in each level. You can upgrade your skill tree in between levels. Really cool. And I think the artwork is just stunning in this game. The background images are fantastic. Love it. The detail of all the crows flying in the background. And here comes the zombies. Unlike the original game, you actually get 3 hits in this one. Your full armor, your armored legs, and then your boxers. Right there, that flying collectible, you want to get those, and those help you power up in between levels. Not all of them are that easy to get. Some of them can be hidden, or in hard to reach places that put yourself in harm's way if you want to try to get them. Alright, I'm going to get this flaming torch weapon because this is a trigger area where you get assaulted by zombies and it comes in real handy. Oh, I got hit there. Now I'm down to my final hit and in my boxers. If I get hit now, I'm dead and I either have to go all the way back to the beginning of the level or a new feature in this game, you can choose to go to a previous mid checkpoint if you want. Oh no, a magician! They are bad news. They always turn you into something that you don't want to be transformed into, such as a frog here. I have no offensive capabilities, and I'm dead. So now I go back to either the beginning of the stage or my previous checkpoint. I was almost to a new checkpoint, but I didn't quite get there. So let's try again. Since I got this collectible last time, I can get it again, but I'm just getting points. It saves that I got it the previous time. Oh, took a bad hit there. Thought I could get both of those. All right, now I just have my javelin here. Gonna have to make the most of it. There we go. I love the pop-up book effects of that tree coming up when the lightning struck. Really neat animations. Alright, this is where I died last time. The magician came. I have to watch out for him. Oh, he's not coming this time. Nice. Alright, gotta knock this pillar down. Avoid that. Woo! Alright, here we go. Alright, here's the checkpoint I wanted before. So now if I die, I'll come back to this checkpoint if I want. Or if I want to go all the way back to the beginning, I sure can do that as well. Here's another trigger event. You go here and all the zombies just come out of the walls. Oh, another death. I thought I could duck under that. All right, we're going to go back to the actual checkpoint this time. Retry from the Banner of Rebirth. Ghouls and Ghosts is always hard no matter what weapon you have, but depending on your weapon, it can be a little bit easier or it can be even more difficult. Some weapons are awesome, while other weapons may be very difficult to use in a particular scenario that you're having trouble getting by. There's a lot of secrets in this game. Like right here, I'm going to throw my projectile, hit the edge of this tombstone, and it's going to make the chest on the right appear. There's also secret chambers and pathways that you can find to get through the level in different ways. So now that I uncovered the secret chest, let's go see what's inside of it. Okay, I'm down to my last hit here. I gotta try to advance and get to the next checkpoint. So I gotta play this smart here. Use my torches effectively. Come on, let's hit them. There we go, nice. All right, it's raining, it's pouring, and we need to get over here to a checkpoint before we die. Oh man, here we go, no! Okay, good, the checkpoint's right below. I must have triggered it. So we're gonna move over to the Banner of Rebirth and continue on from there. Nice! You can trigger a secret in these steps where then you can go down below and find a secret room. I'm almost to the end of the footage that I'm going to show today, but if you liked any of the previous Ghouls and Ghosts games, or if you just like a really challenging game, this is the game for you. The game plays great with your joystick and buttons on your arcade control panel. You can play 2-player co-op, which is a lot of fun. It has a great challenge to it, but yet it's fair because there's a lot of quality of life improvements to the game. The art style is terrific, there's awesome boss fights, and I highly recommend this game. Next up, we have RetroMania Wrestling, which is a perfect game for anybody that's a fan of the old school wrestling arcade games, such as WWF Superstars and WWF WrestleFest. Rumor has it the maker of this game actually purchased the WrestleFest engine / source code so that they could create this game, and they had to actually license the wrestlers in this game. That's why you have a unique cast of characters. There are various modes in the game, such as a story mode, where the character choices determine who you aid and backstab, 10 pounds of gold, where you enter a tournament and try to win the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. But today we're going to do the Retro Rumble with 16 people, and only one can win. Characters include Hawk, Animal, Johnny Retro, Big Stevie Cool, Nick Aldis, Nikita Koloff, Hollywood Nova, Blue Meanie, Matt Cordona, Brian Myers, Zack Sabre Jr., Warhorse, Colt Cabana, Austin Idol, Jeff Cobb, and of course the innovator of violence, Tommy Dreamer. For this Rumble, I'm going to select Hawk from the Road Warriors. There's a variety of arenas to select from as well. We have Retromania, School, the Ballroom, Japan, NWA Power, NWA 70th Anniversary, Beach, Warehouse, House of Hardcore, Stevie Richards Fitness, Universal Wrestling College, Pro Wrestling Tees, Too Many Games, Stomp in Paradise, Hell, Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, and British Arena. But for this one, should we go with Retromania or Random Select? Let's do Random Select. Alright, it's a Pro Wrestling Tees Arena. Here we go. Unlike WrestleFest, where you basically just had a couple of buttons, you utilize a lot more buttons here, but you can map them to your arcade joystick and buttons. You have a run button, a weak grapple, a medium grapple, a strong grapple, you have a tag for tag team matches, a taunt, And then of course you can double tap your D-pad to exit the ring, and you can actually do apron moves as well. Also, like WrestleFest, I love in the lower right corner where you see the next entrant come into the Royal Rumble. And while the roster is smaller by comparable standards of modern wrestling games, this is a smaller team. It has to individually license each of the wrestlers, but there are additional DLC wrestlers that you can add to the game, such as Chris Bay, James Storm, and Mr. Hughes. You can tell the makers of this game are huge wrestling fans. For example, if Hawk comes out in a single wrestling match, he comes out by himself. If Hawk and Animal come out in a fatal 4-way match, they each come out by themselves. But if Hawk and Animal come out in a tag team match, they come out as the Road Warriors, and the announcer announces them as the Road Warriors. Nice little touches like that go a long way. Plus, how awesome is this to see? We have 6 wrestlers in the ring, a 7th one coming out right now, plus we have the referee in the ring. This is pretty chaotic already. You can pin your opponent, make him submit, or throw him over the top rope. Alright, here comes the 8th participant. We're going to have 8 men in the ring at one time, plus a referee. Crazy. Alright, Johnny Retro just eliminated Nick Aldis right here. Once the next participant enters the Retro Rumble, I'm going to pick up the pace of the video and get to the final 4 and see who ends up winning this thing. Another neat feature with this game is the LMH bar up in the upper left-hand corner under your meter. It simulates an actual wrestling match, where you start off the match doing light attacks, like your punches, your kicks, and your simple grapples. Then as the match progresses and you gain momentum, you can unleash additional attacks, and your medium bar fills. And then as the match progresses even further and you gain even more momentum, you can unleash your heavy strikes, your strong grapples, and then once it's flashing, you can unleash your finishers and put away your opponent. I really like this system, especially for an arcade brawler, where a lot of times you're just button mashing your way through your opponents. Here, there's some strategy. You definitely want to utilize a variety of different moves to build up your momentum and get to that special move. We're getting very deep into the Retro Rumble. I'm still alive. You can see my meter in the upper left corner, but it's low. At any point, if someone hits a special on me, I'm probably done for. So I gotta take advantage of this. I just eliminated somebody, and we're down to the final 5 people. Big Stevie Cool just made Warhorse tap out, and we're down to the final 4. Speaking of Big Stevie Cool, I mentioned earlier the Road Warriors can come out together in a tag team match. The Blue World Order can also come out together in a trios match, where you have Big Stevie Cool, the Blue Meanie, and Hollywood Nova completing the trifecta. Nice little touches like that go a long way in this game. Okay, to set the stage for the final 4, we have Hawk from the Road Warriors, Big Stevie Cool from the Blue World Order, Colt Cabana, and Matt Cardona, who you may better know as Zack Ryder. Ooh, Big Stevie Cool puts Colt Cabana in the submission move. I think he's gonna tap here. He just tapped. All right, we're down to the final 3. All 3 of us are very low in our health, so it's anyone's game here. Big Stevie Cool is just dominating. All right, I'm gonna try to taunt. Ooh, he caught me, reversed me. Oh man, Big Stevie Cool up top. Oh, drops the elbow. This could be it. 1, 2. No, Hawk kicks out. All right, ooh, pile driver on Matt Cardona. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, it's 1-on-1. We have Hawk against Big Stevie Cool. Ooh, Rude Awakening neck breaker. Oh man, Big Stevie Cool. This could be it. 1, 2. Oh, Hawk kicks out. Come on, here we go. Final 2. Come on, I have to win this grapple. Oh no, back suplex. That could do it. 1, 2, 3. Ah, come on. Big Stevie Cool wins the Retro Rumble. Wow, what an effort out of Hawk, though. He was the first man into this thing, and he got in the final 2. And just like an arcade game, I get to insert my initials. I took up 4th place with 5 eliminations. Now, I know this game's not for everyone, and it's a little light on content, but if you're a fan of the old school WrestleFest games, you'll really like this game. And it's awesome to play 4-player on your arcade setup with joystick and buttons. And last but certainly not least is my favorite game on this list, UnMetal. I even made this custom theme for it. Check out this trailer. And if this interests you, or if you're any sort of Metal Gear Solid fan, you're gonna absolutely love this game. It's amazing.
Jesse Fox is a man of action. Just a man who's good at what he does. Kicking ass and explosions.
You don't have to be a $6 million man to punch guards in the face. Guards love picking up free coins off the ground.
Hey, a coin!
I'll show you a punchline. Punch, punch, smack. Paper beats rock, boat beats chopper.
I'm going to splash your entrails all over the place.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Jesse Fox is a man of science.
Hold on. You have expertise in chemistry?
Chemistry's not that hard. You just have to mix the ingredients correctly. Here you are, Colonel. A radio. I've modified it to encrypt the signal. Wise man once said, with a little bit of imagination, anything is possible.
Jesse Fox is the ultimate non-hero that we deserve.
You stole a one-eyed man's patch? What you did was macabre and suggest you might have a fetish.
Pet the doggy. The sewer was infested with assassin rats. It felt like I was a huge chunk of cheese. Bless you.
Fox, what are you waiting for? We're running out of time.
You are Jesse Fox.
No, I'm Jesse Fox.
He is Jesse Fox.
And I've been arrested for a crime I didn't commit.
We know.
Did you see the cat joke in the previous trailer?
I'm a massive Metal Gear Solid fan, and when this game was brought to my attention, I was blown away.
Once upon a time, a Soviet war helicopter entered Allied territory. The aircraft was intercepted and shot down. As the pilot emerged from the wreckage, he was arrested by the same bastards who shot him down, then later was brought to a military base for interrogation. That pilot was me.
Name?
My name is Fox. Jesse Fox.
You don't seem to be Russian.
Russian? Me?
You were piloting a Russian aircraft 2 hours ago.
I also drive a Toyota, and I'm not Japanese.
All right, Mr. Fox. Before arresting you, I'm obligated to write down a report with your version of the facts. So tell us what the hell you were doing in that heavily armed Soviet helicopter.
It's a long story.
Sergeant, bring us some coffee.
Yes, sir. Wachowski, bring the lieutenant some coffee.
Yes, sir.
Well, Mr. Fox, we have plenty of time. Explain what happened.
In 1972, a crack commando unit threw me in a prison for a crime I didn't commit.
You're under arrest for a crime you didn't commit!
I promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade to the underground, trying to survive from these soldiers of fortune.
Now, this game is definitely a parody of the Metal Gear Solid franchise, but it's so well done and has awesome production value.
Let's start from the beginning. How did you escape from that cell?
Piece of cake. I just had to write a note.
A note? Where'd you get the paper from?
I used toilet paper.
I see. And how did you find a pen?
A pen? I was in a dirty, grimy cell, not in an office. I wrote the note with a rusty wire, using my own blood as ink.
So just like in Metal Gear Solid, you have to find items, combine them, use them to your advantage to escape any given situation. You can tell the makers of this game just love the Metal Gear Solid franchise. And while this is a parody, they did that just to put their own spin on it. This is definitely a Metal Gear Solid game.
I scratched my arm with the wire and got to work. It wasn't easy. The toilet paper tore under the pressure of the bloody wire. Those bastards gave us cheap paper. One ply, unscented, and unpatterned.
Why did you break the toilet? Why not grab the paper like a normal person?
You know how prison is. It's kill or be killed. And I wasn't going to be killed by some dirty toilet.
Hey, you moron! Holy Jesus. You schmuck. Do you really think I'd be stupid enough to kill myself? Kill myself?
What Metal Gear Solid experience would be complete without escaping a jail cell? I just love the amount of detail that they put into this game. All of the awesome voice work, the dialogue, the cutscenes. They even have codec entries where you can call up people in certain situations and get advice. They definitely went above and beyond with this parody.
I left the guard locked in the cell. Then I threw away the key and got out of there.
Mr. Fox, what about the noose? Where did you get that from?
Where did I get the noose? Are you seriously asking me that?
I am, Mr. Fox.
I'll tell you later. When leaving the cell, I found myself in a prison yard surrounded by some buildings. There were piles of boxes and other stuff here and there. And the ground was plain dirt. Oh, and it was night.
This game has tons of personality and a lot of really cool touches like that. Like, you could have just came out that door and all of a sudden you're here. But UnMetal goes the extra mile every chance it gets. Not only was that cool visually, but it also ties into the story about he's being interrogated and trying to remember his surroundings. I can't praise these little touches enough, because there's so many of them in this game.
Contained some filthy cloth scraps. I made some handy bandages to prepare for when I would get wounded. Bad news, dirty cloth rags don't heal you. They just stop the bleeding, and I ain't got time to bleed. Good news, I could reuse these rags as much as I wanted. Good dirty cloth is hard to come by.
This is again paying homage to the original Metal Gear Solid franchise, where there's talk and commentary all the time, and it's hilarious in this game, but yet it still serves the story.
I thought everyone would be asleep at night, that it was safe to escape. I was dead wrong. I noticed the presence of one guard on the night shift.
And where it gives you a choice of how you remember the story, it does come into play, because depending on what you choose, that's how many guards will be here. And these choices definitely get more elaborate as the game goes on. It's full of surprises. And of course, we also get introduced to the stealth mechanic and the vision cone. And the stealth mechanic is definitely in full force here. You absolutely need to utilize it, because if you get spotted, the reinforcements will come and they'll hit you hard. I love how you can search down bodies for hidden items, and you see that medal in the upper left-hand corner. If you collect those, it unlocks a challenge that you can then do in the game, and it'll unlock an achievement if you complete the challenge. Now, sometimes those medals are in hard-to-reach areas, so it's risk-reward if you want to go for them.
I need to pee.
Alright, let's take this guy out stealthily while he's taking a piss. Alright, nice. Search his body. Alright, let's get this ring, and let's get out of here. I know you can grab the guys and drag them, but maybe I haven't unlocked that quite yet. Okay, so these WC rooms, they're the water cooler rooms, and if you go in there, you can save your game. So there are various checkpoints within the game, and then you can also bring a portable toilet that you can pee in at any time, and that gives you a quick save.
Hey, over here.
Hello? You talking to me?
Affirmative. My name is Colonel Alan Harris, 5th Battalion.
I'm Jesse Fox.
Rank?
I'm not military, Colonel.
Then tell me, Fox, what the hell are you doing here?
I've been jailed for a crime I didn't commit. Do you know how to get out of here?
Try to escape through any sewer. There must be one nearby, 'cause it stinks when it's hot. Once outside, move along at nighttime and sleep during the day.
What about you, Colonel?
I've been tortured. My legs won't make it. But if you bring me a radio, I can help you escape.
Hold on, Harris. Are you sure you heard him say Alan Harris?
Yes, sir. Saw him yesterday.
Look, Mr. Fox, Colonel Harris died a month ago in an ambush.
Well, it's the name that stubborn old man gave me.
I see. I'll write down on the report that you talked to Colonel Harris after his death. Continue your story.
As I was saying, I searched for a radio to bring him.
So if you ever get lost and you're not sure what you need to do, you can hit your right bumper, or if you program that to an arcade button, and you can search your missions and see what you need to do.
Under some crates, I found my salvation. A sewer hole. There was no ladder and I couldn't see the bottom. I needed to find a ladder or rope if I wanted to go down.
So we definitely have a little Metroidvania coming here. In order to proceed down the sewer hole, we need to find a rope. So right here, it's warning us that enemies are down below. The bigger the red arrow, that means the closer they are. And whatever direction it's pointing, that's the way that they're facing. So it gives you a little bit of a hint if you're off screen as to where these guards are, so you don't get spotted recklessly.
I took a coin off the guard.
Money? What'd you intend to spend it on? I suspect there's no shops open for an escapee on a midnight run.
Who said anything about spending? I used it to distract soldiers. I quickly found out that guards love picking up free coins off the ground.
Alright, I found a coin, and these guards do love picking up coins, so I'm going to equip this coin, and I'm going to try this out. See if this guard's going to come get this coin, and if I can take him out before he spots me.
Hey, a coin!
Nice! Worked like a charm!
I picked up the guard's radio. Without encryption, I knew other guards could listen in on my conversations with Harris.
I see. You still haven't told me how you got that noose.
I'll tell you later. As I was saying, I needed to find a special encryption circuit to install in the radio.
So now that I have the unencrypted radio, I need to find the encryption circuit so that way I can communicate with that prisoner without the enemy listening in. And this is totally like Kodak in the original Metal Gear Solid franchise.
I had the circuit. I just had to attach it to the radio.
So go into your inventory and you need to combine the items just like you combine herbs in Resident Evil.
With the modified radio, I could speak to Harris with no one listening. Now, I just had to bring it to him.
And the noose?
Later.
I'm going to speed up the rest of this video to get you to the first boss battle before I end this play session. I hope this extended look gives you a great taste of the brilliance that UnMetal has in store for you, with its in-depth story, clever puzzles, fun exploration, and unexpected twists and turns around every corner. And there's tons of additional gameplay mechanics that are still in store for you, such as dragging and hiding bodies, using bandages to heal your bleeding, finding guns, weapons, grenades, and utilizing those against your enemies, and much, much more. The similarities with Metal Gear Solid don't end there, though. There's plenty of different unique environments, and lots of scenarios that are very tricky to get through, but super satisfying once you do. And while some people like to skip cutscenes and dialogue, me, I love them. It adds to the story and the characters and the presentation, and this game has a lot of them, and they're really clever, and some of them are absolutely hilarious. Plus, the codec entries are really cool. Just like in the original Metal Gear Solid, you can actually call them whenever you want, and depending on the given situation, they actually might have something unique to say. This game also features a level up system. Like right here, you can power up your fist to knock out your enemy quicker, or you can power up your sprint meter so you can move faster in your environment when there's no enemies around. Really nice touch. There's also a robust inventory system with plenty of items that you can combine and figure out new tactics to take out your enemies and navigate the different environments. I love it. This prisoner right here wasn't very happy with me, and you gotta play the game to find out why. We get to the secret area here, Jesse can't remember what happened there or why he needed to be there, so he's gonna keep exploring and find out if he can figure out and jog his memory. Trying to go down the sewer, but I'm missing a hook or something to attach the rope to, so I'm gonna go back to that question mark area and see if it's there.
Oh yeah, now I remember. It was that damn grenade guy. I wanted to punch the hell out of him, but I couldn't reach him.
Why couldn't you reach him?
There was a ditch.
A simple ditch stopped you?
This was no mere simple ditch. It was full of tentacles and blood-stained spears that moved up and down, and bony arms that tried to grab me. And deadly lays.
Okay, Mr. Fox. I get it. You couldn't reach him. For your own good, I'll not include the spears, arms, and tentacles in my report. Now, Mr. Fox, please continue your story.
All right. The fight began as he tossed the first grenade at me.
So here we go. After that boss fight introduction, we get to battle the first boss of the game. And we have to actually figure out what weapon are we going to use here.
And tell me, Mr. Fox, if you could not reach him, how did you manage to beat him?
I created a weapon with the stuff I had on me.
And here we have some inventory management.
The lethal weapon you created with the patch was a slingshot? Sort of childish, don't you think? What were you going to shoot? Pebbles?
Depleted uranium balls. 3 shots and goodbye guard. Running away. I'll be stupid, but not a coward.
Like Metal Gear Solid, this game has an answer for everything. Even if I try to escape the boss fight, it has a special dialogue for it, just in case the player wants to do that. And while I could take down the boss and show you what happens next, but that's a surprise, so you're gonna have to do that yourself. We're gonna get the classic game over. And that completes another 10 top games. These games were all modern PC games that I think are great to play with your joystick and buttons on your home arcade system. And while I really enjoy all of these games, I tried to get a variety on here, so that way if you don't care for some of them, but you find 1 or 2 that you really like. So let me know down in the comments below which game's your favorite, or if there's one that you never heard of that you're gonna check out because of this video. I'd love to hear it. These videos take a lot of time and effort to produce, so if you like the video, please remember to hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it, and it really helps out the channel. Also, give the video a thumbs up. Remember to hit that notification bell to get all future videos. And if you are in a situation that you would like to directly donate to the channel, you can do so in the description down below. Click on the PayPal link, and that goes directly to the channel and future content that I produce. I really appreciate any and all support that you can do, however you can do it. So thank you for all of your support, and remember, we're in the endgame now.